So today I want to talk about something that I think we all need to hear, and that is that you are allowed to start over without explaining yourself. I think that one of the hardest things that we can do is to start over. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of strength to say, I'm done. I'm moving on. This is not for me anymore. Because when we start over, there is this expectation sometimes from other people that we need to give them an explanation as to why we are doing what we are doing. Like, why are you leaving this job? Why are you breaking up with this person? Why are you no longer going to participate in this activity? And we feel like we need to give these long, drawn-out explanations as to why we're making the choice to start over. If you work for an employer, you probably need to give them 2 weeks' notice or whatever it is. So there are certain situations that require a little bit of an explanation. But 99% of the time, if you just say, this isn't right for me anymore, then that should be the end of it. You shouldn't feel the need to justify your decisions to anyone else but yourself. And then to actually take those steps, whatever it is that we're doing. Whether it is leaving a relationship or ending a friendship or quitting a job or starting a new career path. And her mom just kept pushing and pushing and pushing for an explanation as to why she did what she did. You're allowed to start over without explaining yourself. You're allowed to make choices that are best for you without explaining yourself to anybody else. Your life, your choices, no explanation needed. And my friend was getting so frustrated because she didn't need an explanation. She knew why she made the choices that she made. She knew what was best for her. And she didn't need her mom, or anybody else for that matter, to understand the reasons as to why she did what she did. It takes a lot of strength to actually do that and follow through with it. But what I think is even harder than that is when we have to explain ourselves to other people for the choices that we make. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. And the truth is that you do know anybody an explanation as to why you raised starting over. You do know anybody an explanation as to why you decided to leave your partner, if that is what you're doing. You do know an explanation to your friends if you're choosing to walk away from that friendship. You do know an explanation to your boss or your co-workers if you decide to quit your job. You don't owe an explanation to anybody. The only person that you owe an explanation to is yourself because it is your life and it is your choices. And I know that that's easier said than done. But try to remember that the next time somebody asks you why you're starting over. Because we go through this whole process of like reevaluating our lives and deciding, okay, this is what I want to do now. This is the path I want to take. And then when other people find out, they have opinions. And they have questions and they want to know the details as to why you are doing what you are doing. And it just brings up all of these uncomfortable feelings. You don't owe them anything. You're allowed to just say, this isn't for me anymore, and move on. I think that we put so much thought and energy into trying to craft the perfect explanation as to why we are making these huge life changes when really the only person that it would benefit to tell them is ourselves. And I know that some people, some situations require a little bit more of an explanation. You know, I was talking to a friend the other day and she was telling me about how she had this conversation with her mom about a decision that she made. So the next time that you decide to start over and do something that is going to benefit you and make you happy and help you grow, don't feel like you need to explain yourself to anyone else. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend.